What you see is what you get.
Wfng.
Fly nerds. You see it and say it. Yeah. You see black excellence and intelligence we now combine. Fly nerds on the verge of connecting the minds. North, south, east, west over digital lines. Catalogs of the culture inside. Seen it with our own eyes. We done been through the trends and phases. The names and the legacy, the changing faces. We can't talk shop, only dealing the truth. You tuning in to the Fly Nerd group, so let the peoples in. Yeah.
Wfng.
FNG.
Fly Nerd Radio.
Yeah. So let the people in.
Wfng. Fly Nerd Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, all fly nerd and nerdettes, you are now in tune to
What more can I say? Hey, you know what? Let's take it all the way back to the beginning. We've been the dopest podcast in the universe. We've been the most stupendous podcast in the universe. We've been the most electrifying podcast in the universe with the millions
and millions.
We've been the blackest podcast in the universe.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? We've been the sexiest podcast.
Yes, yes.
We're the podcast that goes from knowledge to born every single week.
Whoop, whoop.
Man, we're the culturist culture podcast. the culturalist culture. Yeah. Nah, we are the podcast with the magnetic. That's what we are. We're the most magnetic,
ultra magnetic podcast in the universe. WFNG Fly Nerd Radio.
Peace. What's good, y'all?
Peace.
To all y'all in listener land.
Yeah. Peace to y'all. Peace to all the listeners, the newcomers, followers.
Peace to everybody. All. Peace to y'all. Peace to all.
Peace to y'all. Oh, come on, guys. Yeah, man. That's a jammy. That's a jammy, right?
He came with the bars on that one. He had that nice little bop. He was in there.
Yeah, very good bop, very good swing. And like I mentioned before, Q-Tip know that sound. He know how to get that Nas voice. I mean, he sounded like Illmatic Nas, just like today. You know what I mean? I know Nas still rapping and shit like that, but it's just the warmth and vocal frequency. You know what I mean? And Tip, you know what you're doing, man. Shout out to Tip. Busy man.
Yeah, apparently. Like, I'm looking forward to everything that's going on. This has been this year started with Cat Williams.
Right. Well, before we get into that, Fly Nerd Group, we talk about culture. You know what I mean? We talk about hip-hop, comic books, everything in between, just whatever going on in the world. We here to chop it up with y'all. You know what I mean? It's many of us now. We're like my gremlins are forming.
The water.
Yeah.
You fed them at the midnight. Got them wet. It's over.
Yeah, it's a wrap now.
You broke all. And that's what we are. We are rule breakers. We're disruptors. You give us the 3 rules, Mogwai will be gone. It will be gremlin season. And I mean, and I say that respectfully. I'm not talking about like, you know what I'm saying, destruction and death and mayhem. Although, you know, sometimes revolutions require that. But in this case, we're talking about industrial revolution. We're talking about the revolution and shake up of the industry. Multiple industries, to be in fact. We're here to shake up music industry. We're here to shape up filmmaking industry. We're here to shake up podcasting industries. We're here to shake up creative industries. We're here to challenge the status quo that has become the norm, where people have become complacent with the dumbed down culture, the dumbed down media, everything, man. Everything's been dumbed down, and it's so prevalent that intelligence has become foreign. Intelligence is not an unalike. You know, we're back to that space where, you know, the white woman goes up to the black man after he has his speech, and she goes, "You know, you're so very articulate."
Oh, you know, wow.
and not understanding the inherent racism and bigotry of that statement. declaring like announcing that it's impressive because I speak proper. No, I'm intelligent and I'm civilized, and that's something that's foreign to you because of your mind state, not because of me. And so we're
Right.
unapologetic about that shit. Like we're not playing with anybody anymore. We don't have to. We don't have to play. So we, we fly because we embrace our difference. You know what I'm saying? We nerdy because we smart as fuck.
Right.
Open book, closed book, experience,
Street
whatever,
smart,
wherever you
whatever
want
you
to take
want.
it, wherever you want to take it.
Whatever you
And the
want.
group, you don't even want to get started on the group. We just scratching the surface of who embodies the actual group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Like I said, it's formulating and it's working very well. It's working very well, man. And thank you all for tuning in. I am Slapface Galactus, aka the King of Slaps.
and I am Ambitious Warhol, aka Ambi Davis Jr. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I'm on one. But yeah,
Interesting. So yeah, man. Let's get into it. There's a lot of shit that's been going on. The world is a stage.
the world is a stage.
It
Everybody
has
is playing
been
their
one.
part.
Yes, playing their part. So, what's
And
going on, man?
man, you know what? Let's start with last week's episode, because last week's episode is a great segue into all the things that we can talk about that's going on the stage right now, before our eyes. So we built a, Infinito 2017 pulled up.
Shout out to Infinito 2017. Jeesh.
He
Yeah,
came,
Taiwan Davis. Shout out to Coach
yeah.
Power 45, the whole game.
Shout out to the crew.
Yeah.
So he doing his thing. He doing him, right.
Yes,
And
of
he's
course.
so confident. Like he's so black. You know what I'm saying? And I say that, black can be a noun or a verb. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? In this
right.
case,
Right.
I'm using black as a verb. Like he is so black. And if you don't know what that means, it ain't for you.
Yeah. If you don't get it, then
You don't
gotta
get
figure
it.
it out.
But he's so black, and it's inspiring, right?
Right.
And it galvanizes and it magnetizes and it motivates other people to recognize that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to be afraid of nothing. And
Right.
I asked him an interesting question. I asked him, does he ever experience inferiority complex, or even like any type of self-doubt, or yeah, like I asked him outright, like, yo, what's up? And he was like, nah, are you kidding? I'm me. Like, what?
Cut it off.
And I went,
Don't exist.
I had to go back and dig into myself, because I have experienced um self-doubt, you know what I'm saying, where you have a fear of success,
Yeah.
and you become a
Yeah.
perfectionist.
Yeah.
I had an album that I probably spent a good solid 2 years. I produced and did the whole album. And
Mm.
then I hesitated on releasing it, kept going back, kept refining, tweaking, as Ty would say, frequencies on drums. And
Right.
then when I thought it was perfect, when I finally was confident, was ready, the hard drive crashed, and it all was over. Right.
Curses.
But the problem was that I did not have confidence. I doubted myself. I doubted the product. And so I was afraid to put it out. So I kept going back. I was getting ahead of myself. To quote a fellow Chicago rapper who didn't want to get ahead of his album, I know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? I know what that's like. I know what that's like. And
Yeah.
so fast forward, he's laying it out point, straight and plain, like, nah, I don't have that. I wasn't raised with that mindset or that mentality. And I can tell
And
you,
that's where I want to bring up.
mhm,
It is about upbringing. It is about, what your family put ahead of you. You know what I mean? He ain't lying. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like just how he was when I met him. Rest in peace to his father.
mm,
I met him and same way. It's the same way. It's like, oh yeah, I see where he come from. And it's come from lineage of you know, just how raising up black, you know, there's different shades and different
right,
ways of how we was upbringed and brought up. You know what I mean? And this just family. You know what I mean? You're a
Mm-hmm.
product of what you come from, you know.
Absolutely.
And for me, I take it as honor. You know what I mean? It's like it's total because you know I grew up with these people. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't changed.
It's just him.
But at the same time, you know what he about. You know what I mean?
You know what it
Ain't
is,
no,
right?
yeah, you know what it is, and we all on the team. That's someone you want on your side because
100.
yeah, and he's a good one. You know what I mean? And it's like that's why it's like, dude, who the fuck? Like you can't deny nothing like that. Like that's
Nah, and it's great. It's great because I mean at the core of our message, like when we engage youth, when we build with the youth, that's the first and foremost thing is, you know what I'm saying, love yourself
love yourself. Yeah,
and be
self-confident. Build
yourself.
yourself up. Be
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Don't be afraid. Create what you want to create and don't let no one ever tell you
Never.
this is not what it is because we come from the creators. We are what we are. We the original gods. We the
There it
gods.
is. And that's
What's
the
wrong with
element.
that message? Nothing.
Nothing. That is the ultimate point of the message. You know, just be God, just be yourself. And that means that you do not allow any power outside of yourself to define or dictate your reality at all. You know, if it's not in alignment with your rules and regulations, you don't abide by it at all. You
Right.
don't acknowledge it. You know, today is wisdom knowledge. Who is the founder of Unlike Attract and Like Repel? And we have to deal with the fact that Fly Nerd Group, we are founding a nuance of culture where we're saying, now return back to yourself. Let's bring it back to who we are and make it about us. Let's not make it about what everybody else think about us. Let's not make it about what the record labels say we're supposed to be. Let's not make it about what the politicians say we should be. Let's not make it about what media is constantly trying to portray us as.
Stop following up other people's content. Talk about your life. You know, everyone
Yeah.
has stories and control your narrative because if not, who's going to control it? They are. You know what I mean? Or you following up behind something else. Spit the truth. Spit
Yeah.
the truth.
You have to, because
Tell your story.
when think about rhymes. We've talked about this before, and this is no shade to any particular rapper, but certain rappers that are outside, that 20 miles outside, they don't sound authentic because they aren't authentic, and therefore they're not speaking from their heart, and therefore it's not resonating with the frequency of your heart. You know what I'm saying? The love of the culture, they don't live the culture the same way you live it. Therefore, when they speak their so-called truths, you don't feel it. It just sounds like wah, 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 wah. It's rapidy rap. You know what I'm saying? And there's a particular song that's out right now with LL where you can clearly hear the difference in resonation and frequency of the vocals between the two artists, him and the other artist. And you can tell, you immediately can feel the energy from LL, and then it falls flat when the other artist spit. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about, man.
This is real shit. Like shout out to Ty, because he was really digging into the whole frequency thing, but really we need to understand the severity and the importance of understanding frequency. There's two things to frequency. A person's frequency can be off because they don't frequently do a particular thing. Right? So if you claim that you're righteous, but you don't frequently do righteousness, your frequency is off, right? Yeah. And a righteous person who really is frequently doing righteousness, they won't resonate with that. It won't be A like, B like, C like.
Because it's not on the same.
It's not right. You ain't running up the numbers.
Yeah.
You ain't doing your 10,000 hours and swimming your 9,000 miles. So these guys out here are rapping. There's a lot of rappers. Yeah. A whole lot of rappers.
Yeah.
But how many of them have the frequency of what they're saying as frequently doing it?
Okay.
And I mean, we can take it to
the words you walk.
Listen, we could talk about the gun talk. We could talk about the drug dealer rappers. The frequency that they're rapping on is not what they're frequently doing in real life.
Right.
It's fake.
And so this is a fine line of entertainment.
Yeah, there's a fine line.
It's a fine line of artistry these days. You know what I mean? I mean the times we in now. How
Listen,
far keeping it real is going to mean keeping it real when the submersible fucker ain't keeping it real in the first place. You know what I mean?
the classic line. If you're a gun talk rapper, you talk all that gun bar shit. But when shit hits the fan and the protests start happening and the complaints and the dramas and my baby was killed by the police and all that type of stuff is going on, where's your gun clapping? Where's your Lickashot in that moment?
Yeah, well, Lickashot. Where you at?
You know what I'm saying? Like
at?
it's
And that's
and
crazy. Yeah,
it's
crazy.
imbalanced. It's what I'm saying about the frequency and frequently. You know what I'm saying? The current. Is it a current event, or are we talking about something past tense? Like if it's your frequency can't, if it don't match your current, then what are we really talking about?
Right.
You know, like my iPad only powers at a certain frequency. The volts have to be very specific in order for it to charge correctly.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if it's not matching, shit ain't charged. You ain't the piece with the magnetic, son. Pull back.
Pull back.
Opposite.
Yeah.
And this is where we get to people in media, you know, who put on charades to make you think they are something, or to make you think they are currently frequently doing something they aren't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man, it's all a setup.
So the world is a stage, and today's guest on the stage is Mr. Sharpe.
Sharps.
Let's talk about Mr. Sharpe, Mr. Shannon,
Shay Coon
Shay La Funk.
Yeah, Shay. A jackass.
So do you watch his show?
I seen clips most of the part.
Okay.
If I did sit down and watch the show, actually I did watch. I watched the one with LL, and he started asking LL, do he ghostwrite and shit, and LL got like, you know, a little attitudey and shit. Like he got, you know what I mean? Like he didn't feel comfortable that whole interview and shit. So and he would start, you know, getting a little smart, you know, LL very
LL when he gets in a certain space, like if he likes, he tests the water. He's still sharp and still. So he's like, oh, you coming?
Sharp. He can be that sharp. You feel what he talking about? You know what I mean? So he could get real snarky, real sharky at you, and that's how the interview went. I was like, yeah, that don't look good.
So
that don't look good, man.
But it's interesting. So what do you think brought that out of LL? Let's just use that as an example. We'll start there.
Oh, well, personally, I know for a fact because Shannon Sharpe don't ask these questions from himself. This is a team that write these questions for him. He have a card of questions. It's not anything that he come from journalists from he researched anything. This is other people's shit. So when that question hit, LL was like, well, who wrote that question? You know what I mean? It was like, oh shit. Oh,
hey,
shit, man.
Listen,
Shit face, man.
A battle rapper, you putting a battle rapper who can get on the mic and say some off the top, and you put him in an interview and then you ask him, listen. So
dumbass question, you're gonna get a dumbass response right back.
So the frequency that Shannon Sharpe was coming with didn't resonate with LL.
Nah.
And so LL had to put up the block, like, nah, keep that energy right there.
You good.
Now let's go all the way back to the interview that so-called kicked off Attitude Era for 2024. It was also a Shannon Sharpe interview, and that's what
it was. It was the Cat Williams interview.
The Cat Williams interview. And what did you notice about that interview?
It was Cat Williams' show. He was doing all the talking.
Right. And while that's not a problem, because I'm a fan.
Yeah, that was the first, wasn't that?
That was the kickoff of this year, yeah.
Yeah, kickoff this year. So, yeah, it was mainly him asking the question, but it's Cat Williams, he's a performer, so he performed.
Right, he did his job. And of course, the reason why he was on the show, 100% of the people are on Shannon Sharpe's show for publicity. Shannon Sharpe is no different than Vlad. I mean, to be 100.
And that's
And there's
something
nothing wrong with
I
that.
really don't watch Vlad, but
Nah, I mean, if people want to advertise and promote themselves in whatever way that they see fit to get audience and likes and views or whatever they got to do what you do. But also we have to talk about back to what we discussed where we say culture, right? So LL is stepping into spaces that are outside of the culture.
right.
And he's getting questions that are not rooted in a comprehension of the culture or an understanding of how the culture works. And the value of the questions, like, are these questions for shock value? Is this a talk show that's designed to have the audience go ooh and ah versus have epiphany moments like, oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
Right. There's a big difference.
And you mentioned to me about how what's the shorty that just dropped the album that's dope, the Alligator album. Doechii. And how Doechii was discussing how she's not appreciating the interviews and the questions that she's getting. Nobody want to talk to her about
bars.
No
one's talking about the bars, the lyrics, the writing technique. Yeah, right. I just keep.
Well, see, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we talking about, right? So when we address, we have to be ourselves, and that means you go where you are celebrated, you go where you are appreciated, and you go where you are valued. We understood that when we built Tulsa, right? We understood that. We built our own because we were the everything for society for years. So we knew how to do everything.
Right.
So when they didn't want us over there, we said, that's fine. We don't want to be over there anyway. So we built what we built so that our people could have a place to go. So now we had to talk about the difference in what is our people versus what is people who look like us.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So LL, he's one of ours. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie. He from the culture. He from hip hop. He's from the roots, you know what I'm saying? As he's now revealed, which I already knew, but he's now revealed on his album. You know what I'm saying? He know math. He live out the culture to his degree of understanding. He a builder to degree. You know what I'm saying? He got on there with a couple of songs and was dropping. He went through the math and alphabet. You know what I'm saying? He did his little thing. And he was
what are you doing? Trying to drop knowledge?
Right. What you trying to kick knowledge? And so, LL is, even despite all that, we know where he from, we know what he about. This hip hop is in his blood. He is a true hip hop icon in terms of living this out and being a respecter of the values of the culture, the integrity. So he gets on this show, similar to getting on the Breakfast Club, and he's not getting the acknowledgement or the dialogue that should be worthy of a person of his stature and who he is. There's no talk of culture.
Right. Do they understand the concepts fully of what he was rapping about, the music,
No.
you know what I mean? And the same frequencies what Q-Tip was using for the messages to be produced on. You know what I mean? It's like it's a whole full, if you want to talk about frequency, why are you like LL, you on this frequency now? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
And why didn't it resonate with you? Right. That's the real question. Why does LL's album not resonate with you? If you do not like his message, if you didn't think he should have been rapping about what he was rapping about, why? What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's wrong with what he was rapping about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, let's quote the Breakfast Club. Where can I play this? Wherever the fuck you want. The fuck you mean?
Hey, to all due respect, that song though is one song.
Which is
one song. You mentioned it. You mentioned it earlier.
Oh, the one with Nas, or the one?
Not that one. That's a good song.
I mean, he got a lot of them. I mean, all the songs slap for a different reason.
Except one, man. He just did the
video.
Yeah.
That's industry rule number 4080.
Record company people are
shady. Yeah. I mean, that's the one song
to a third degree. Goddamn, Q-Tip, you are Aries. You a smart man. That line resonates to today. God damn. Holy moly.
Especially to this day.
Holy moly.
To this day. To this day.
Q-tip, son of a gun.
Which leads to the next person that's on our stage, I guess.
We can stay on the first stage because you it's crazy. Cameron went on and said, everyone who has a phone, everyone that been on Instagram, everyone knows that there's a process to start the live. Even ask you, are you sure, motherfucker? Like, you sure about this?
Then it counts down.
You don't want to do anything. Because look, there could be violence, it could be any type of thing. It could be some problematic things or some just some wild shit. You know what I mean? So you gotta go through that process because you're projecting yourself to this algorithm, whatever.
People can see you and they can see whatever's going on.
See and hear you. So you gotta go through that step. It's not a pocket call.
Yeah, you can't booty live.
Nah, you can't.
Which is what he did. Yeah, right.
Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here.
He booty live, but he wasn't even on the phone. Where was the phone?
I don't know. I guess it was on the dresser or some shit.
You see what I'm saying? So how? Houseway?
Right.
Third party. Now. So now let's get into let's go ahead and dig in. A lot of people are getting into the different reasons why he might have did it. We know why he did it. We don't have to say it, but we know why he did it. And they continue daily to teach the 85% that all this that you see is caused by a mystery god. Yeah. Everything is fake.
Yeah.
He wants you to forget what you see and only believe what he projected in that moment. He wants you to forget everything you know, all your experiences, to accept what he projected, to accept the mask that he pulled over. Hey, look at me. This is really me. This is the real me. Is it? Is it though? Is it like, be if that's you, be you, bro.
Be you.
Be you.
Be you.
Nobody cares. Yeah. It never, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if if the brand that he is being sponsored by is telling him, look, we got to go right. You can't go left. You know what I'm saying? And they're telling him, like, clean up your image. We want you to be more like this. Present yourself this way.
So is that cleaning up the image? That's not.
So let's go back to again. So, okay, we black men, right?
Yeah.
So let's have a black man talk.
Yeah.
What does society expect of black men in media? There's two things. Well, yeah, let's deal with the two things. We're either criminal or we're sex craved.
Right. Okay.
They fantasize us. They fetish us. We are a fetish to society.
Where you going?
They fetishize us.
All right.
So, yeah, it works in their favor to make him a positive, popular sex symbol. You know what I'm saying? Versus whatever they think that they wanted to cover up from doing that. And it's specifically for, now, this is where you have to understand how the industry works, right? I'm going to lay this out for y'all. Let's use Blade. And this will paint the picture of how things work. And this is the reason why television before streaming was really difficult. So you have a television series like Blade. There was a television series starring Sticky Fingers. And Sticky Fingers was Blade. Yeah, we go into that one. So this is a television series. So the show was on at the time, I think it was, I forgot the name of that network. But the network was a network that was geared towards men.
It was USA.
Spike. It was on Spike, I think.
Yeah,
it was on Spike. And it was both. That was a network that was kind of focused and geared towards the commercialization for men. So advertisements were sold for men. Like commercials about, testosterone shots or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. And so Blade in that show, he was not the main. He was like in and out, weaving in and out of the shadows. It was really about the chick the white chick that he recruited to infiltrate the vampire covens, right? And then so she became kind of the popular character, the woman, and so then the fan base for the show began to be female,
Oh, really?
which was a contradiction to what the advertising dollars were spent for. Advertisers paid under the
For
auspices,
what?
no, they paid for male viewers, for the male
Oh,
viewership. So if
okay.
I'm promoting a product that's for men, and then the demographic is women, the advertisers pulled out, and therefore the show had to be canceled
Oh,
because the show had good demographics. It had good ratings. It wasn't
okay.
bad ratings on that Blade series, but the
Oh,
demographic was women, a higher percentage of women. It was like over 50% women, which meant that the advertisers were screwed, and the advertisers pulled out, no money. So taking that into context, now understand perhaps when you're under the thumb of a contract with a larger conglomerate that is your distributor, is your management or what have you, they are pitching you to a specific demographic. Whenever you do your business plan, whenever you do your marketing, you're pitching towards a specific demographic. And that specific demographic has to respond to your show and therefore convert into dollars for the advertiser.
okay, I get that.
Perhaps Mr. Sharpe's show has a specific demographic that has become latched onto it, and therefore the requirement is for him to be able to relate to those particular demographics. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. I don't know. This is speculative conversation right here. This is me speculating based on a little bit. I'm taking facts from one area and facts from another area that aren't necessarily congruent, and I'm finding them. Yeah, I'm just finding a common thread that could possibly be the root of it. So, everything is not what we think it is.
Everything isn't, and that's what it is. You gotta always understand. That's why you was talking earlier. I brought up entertainment. You know what I mean? A lot of things can be said and done and used.
Creative license.
Either against you, but it's what you put out. You know what I mean, and what it is for, and like you said, who's paying attention to this shit, who's listening, who's following up on this shit.
Right.
And we talked about the Cat Williams shit before.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very cultural moment in terms of just in general. I mean, like only he knows and a few other people know if how much of what he says is true. How much of it is fact versus, Cat Williams spin, right?
Right.
Or just outright lies. We don't know. Right. But he said enough that shook up the industry. And I'm not, yeah, we'll leave Cat where he at. Because Cat had his run, and the paperclip is run out of magnetism. It's over. So moving on. But Shannon Sharpe as a show, is, we got a lot of shows right now that are black men.
Shay Shay is Club Shay Shay, not the Shannon Sharpe show. It's Shay Shay.
Yes, Shay Shay, whatever that means.
Whatever.
But all of these shows, these are black men, right?
Right.
Whether we're talking about, again, Breakfast Club, we're talking about Drink Champs,
right?
We're talking about Club Shay Shay. We're talking about what's that other one? We can talk about Joe Biden's show. I'm sorry, Joe Budden's show. I mean, it's one and the same if you really want to be honest.
Oh shit, yeah, I see that. I see how you flip that.
But
flip that right there, son.
The comedic timing is unmatched.
Oh shit.
But nah, I mean, and that's not like shots or shade. I understand.
Nah, it's not. But this is what's out. This
is what it is.
Plenty more. There's what's the.
I'm just talking about mainstream.
There's a lot of them. I don't even want to shout out.
I'm just talking about the mainstream and how like all of these mainstream networks or these mainstream series are all black men based, right?
Right.
And the question that we have to ask, like we know what happened with Drink Champs when Ye had his episode. We know what happened after that.
Yeah.
We're constantly we're constantly watching course correction, and not for the better, not for the benefit of the culture, not for the integrity of the individuals that are in these situations. The course corrections happen because someone else says you have to do this.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You must say it like this. You can't say that.
Yeah.
And the dumbing down continues, right?
Right.
Because that's what it is. It's just dumbing it down. We don't want the intelligent black man to be intelligent. We want him to sound intelligent, which is the difference, right?
Right.
If I
They
speak,
false flag.
you know what they what is it? You could be a superlative orator. This is the god Dumar Wadi said this. You could be a superlative orator, but are you an exemplary example? And what that means is yeah, you can talk the talk, but do you walk the walk?
Right.
You know, when you have someone says we're here to give our legends and our heroes their flowers, and Ye is a legend, Ye is one of the heroes, Ye is one of the people in the culture, whether you love
Right.
him or hate him.
Right.
So he goes on there and they try to give him his flowers and he speak his mind like he should be able to do as a man, number one. You know, regardless to whether you agree with what he said, he should be able to speak his mind. Yes, there are consequences. You got to be aware of what you say, but if he's willing to accept the consequences to what he says, who are you to interrupt that? Let him have his
Fair is
consequences.
fair. Let them
You know
have.
what I'm saying?
That's why the platform is created, and that's why you know, we don't have to get too much into scenarios and shit because it's just as in general podcasting. Anyone could do it. You know, anybody could get a microphone and the camera, set it up nowadays, and just talk. You know, there's political podcasts. There's other like very cultural deep dive podcast that
Mm-hmm.
speaks certain languages to motherfuckers and
Mm-hmm.
people pick up on it, you know what I mean? And they follow suit. You know, these even go back to the radio days. What's dude name with the black
Howard
girl?
Stern. Oh, you
Yeah, there
talking
you go.
Howard
Yeah,
Stern.
yeah, Howard Stern. You know,
He did whatever he wanted.
the fuck he wanted to do. You know what I mean? Had whoever on the show and talk the shit since day one,
But we can't do that.
but we can never do anything
We
like
can't do
that. There
that.
hasn't been anything like that on our platform.
And whenever
With
someone
Arsenio Hall,
tries,
but they shut it down.
well,
You
see,
know what I
okay,
mean?
so that's what we see again. Arsenio Hall
Right,
respected the culture. He respected the culture of blackness as well as the culture of hip hop.
right, right. And he merged
He
it and worked.
he had Farrakhan on there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and it wasn't like the Donahue episode, which was still dope, but nonetheless, this was just real.
No, it was like the crib. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it was cool. And he
Yeah.
presented him to the world with great effort, and from that, Mike Tyson, like
Yeah, we went through Eddie Murphy episode, legendary.
Eddie Murphy,
Arsenio
yeah,
had the Native Tongues episode.
yeah. Busta Rhymes seen him the first time. He flipped a hat.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
and again, using that as an example, yes, they shut him down.
They shut him down.
They shut him down. And quite possibly blackballed him. I don't know, But
same story. I mean, in Living Color, same shit. That wasn't a platform, but it was still a black production.
But
You know what I mean?
it was because
But-
they were doing things on that show that only we understood.
Right. Yep.
Dave Chappelle's show, the
Yep.
Chappelle show, the old Richard Pryor show.
Yeah.
Anything related to Paul Mooney.
Yeah.
Paul Mooney was one of the writers and and producers on the Pryor show, and the Chappelle show, and both of those shows got canceled for the exact same reason.
He wrote for Eddie Murphy, Raw and Delirious. He wrote for a lot of Richard Pryor shit, like a lot of comedians that we came up loving, like the real hitters.
Yeah, the real ones.
Mooney was there.
He was behind there.
Yeah.
And so look at all these scenarios. Now, let's just circle back to the Shannon Sharpe moment. We know it was an accident. It's impossible.
That's over.
But perhaps we need to give him a little slack in understanding that he is a part of the machine. He is working for the machine. And I don't know if he was okay with it, but he did it. And that's where we have to start paying attention. We have to pay attention to the course corrections, because when the course corrections happen, you have to ask yourself why. Why now?
Yeah. What's going on?
And choose your drama wisely. Like, we got enough drama in real life to get wrapped up in the contrived drama of celebrities.
That's true.
It's just like and I've said this before. It's like if you
It's
know
like what I
everything,
want to say is nothing but a distraction.
it's a stage.
It's nothing but a distraction. The world is a stage. That's why
it is a Shakespearean presentation.
The Shakespeare.
Complete with the these and thous and all those strange words.
All this shit in addition to Game of Thrones. It's like that too. It's like all the talking language and lingo. It's like codes of bullshit.
and we're watching them build up black men, and we watch them tear down black men.
Yeah. So moving forward, man, dude. Man, he had so many songs. Nobody can hold me down.
I'm gonna be. This is full disclosure. I was never a fan.
Never. And this is the thing. The culture was against this shit.
Absolutely,
you know
absolutely.
The culture was originally against this shit, and I mean from not only New York, it resonated everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. Craig Mack was dope.
Yes. Okay.
Biggie. I mean, for Chicago, it was. We knew that because look,
let's just talk. Let's fuck it.
The Roots did what was that video? What they do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the boot camp was against that shit. J. Rule was dissing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the heads
really
did. We only fucked with a few songs, but as far as like the full
impact of that,
New York, that's more. I would put that on New York.
It was a he was a fake artist.
Let's get into it.
I don't care what anybody say. Come talk to me. He was fake. He was. Like, listen to his album, the first album. You can hear the difference in the songs, like where the flow suddenly changed.
That is true. And I thought it was a style thing because as an MC, I was like, oh, he just create different. Redman had Reggie Noble and shit.
But you can tell the difference. It's a fucking wall. It's like you went from salt water to fresh water. You know what I'm saying? Like the fish don't swim together. So you can
the way I looked at it, I was like, all right, that's a notorious song, and this is a small song. You know,
possibly,
what I mean?
But then you find out that there's an artist who said that he stole him. He stole his whole steez. You know what I'm saying? And we know that Diddy has a history of stealing people's shit. So you have this artist that had his style, had his skills. Like, because that's not challenging his skill sets. But what I'm saying is that the artist that Diddy produced was not the real MC.
That's crazy.
He grafted him on, and and that's cool. But you could hear the difference, and even the style that he was doing, like All City does that style, and kills it too. All City, that's another group from New York that was popping at that time, and they had a similar flow, a similar cadence, a similar rhythm. And it's like, okay, I'm not getting into who came first, the chicken or the egg, because we can do that same thing with like, what is that? Lords of the Underground and Das Effects.
Yeah.
Lords of the Underground came out with Psycho, I think 2 years before that album dropped. That was a video single. And then Das Effects came out with the literal image that looked like the image from their video. And then they beefed about it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Lords of the Underground borrowed heavily the sewage, dark underground Timberlands flashlights from EPMD, and Das Effects was under that camp, saying the hit squad. Right. To be fair, but nonetheless, people borrow. They were borrowing. So I was never
industry shit, you know what I mean?
I was never a fan of
get this image. You gotta look like this.
I was never a fan of the industry conversation. And I'm not a part of the industry, so maybe that's the problem. Right.
And that's our blessing, because it's like I said, it's entertainment. If you went backstage or walked on a movie studio or a TV studio and you seen how things is broken down, the ins and outs of that, Like, oh, that ain't even a real fucking staircase.
Yeah, it's a set. It's a set.
Yeah, this
It's
is a
camera tricks.
set.
It's camera
Yeah,
tricks
it's
and movie
camera
magic.
tricks. So once you understand that, the world is a stage, bro. Everything is set up just for entertainment and just to sway decisions and get you for whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the trick is to look through that, because there's great entertainment out in the world. I mean, God, we're going once we get into this TV show talk, it's going to be crazy. But the trick is the trick. Club music is club music and resonates. You know what I mean? So
For a minute, it has to be. It has a moment, but it's just like movies. I mean, because if we're going to talk about entertainment, there is no difference between the rapper who is 100% entertaining and the TV show that's 100% or the movie, because the gun bars and the drug dealer rappers are nothing but Al Pacino portraying Scarface. He's not really Scarface, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that.
Robert De Niro is not really a part of the mob, at least the movie mobs. You know what I'm saying? He's not. But we like watching those movies, and they are entertaining.
Yes, they are.
But how many of them can you watch? Godfather didn't make it to part 3
Depends.
so well.
Depends what type of mood I'm in. And depends if that's well written, because if you're telling stories like that, that's storytelling, but that's a lot of elements in there. It's streets, it's characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a whole universe that you are building. So once you build a universe and you have all this shit going on, you know what I mean? You get looked at a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
You get taken apart.
Mm-hmm.
You get if you in this position, they're definitely gonna put you down there
Mm-hmm.
and break your pockets and break you down to the barest. It's like they gave, they could take away. One of the costs and risks once you get into that field of work, I guess. You know what I mean? And
risk versus reward, right?
And once you get power crazy like that, and you start to go out of control, or maybe you was a beast from the start. Who knows?
Well, there's one thing we know for sure. We know from the start.
But you was always a poison, and the culture never liked the shiny suit shit. The locks escaped. You know what I mean?
By the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, man. Thank
and
God,
they had to rebuild
we
themselves as a result.
House and what up?
Mace escaped.
Yeah, Mace escaped. You know what I mean?
He found God, then he found Cam.
Yeah. Shine. He's still shining Belizean. Yo.
Hey, he went into politics. That's how serious it was for him.
Hey, he started talking shit. Like, hey, he's doing his life.
He did. That's real. And the worst part is the talk on the street. Everybody knew what was going on.
Listening back to his music too, I was like, yo, I didn't listen to him at the time it dropped. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't interested in all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The songs they played in the clubs was always the shit that I ever heard. So I listened to some more music. I was like, oh, he can actually rhyme. You know what I mean? Like,
notwithstanding the voice. The voice thing was like unnecessarily. I mean, but that was his voice. It was what it was.
Right.
But again, it's back to like Puff.
If you didn't tweak it to that frequency, then it could have been different. But anyway.
Yeah, he brought him in to replace the other voice, which also is fucked up.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Very fucked up. And
it's like Disney with the face snatching
thing. With the
AI. They getting sued by Peter Cushing estate.
For that character that they brought back in. What show was that? The Obi-Wan show.
Yep.
So, we're learning now. We have to really pay attention to all the things that we've seen over the years, all the stories that we've heard. We've heard about the parties. We've all heard about the parties.
Right.
We didn't have to be in New York. And how the hell in Chicago did we hear about stories? Just regulars, us regulars. Like, where was we hearing these stories? We talking about before the internet. Right. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like there was no Instagram or Facebook. Nah, at best we had Black Planet. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't really spreading no news. So where was we hearing about this? We was hearing about this from people who told people, and the sound traveled.
Right.
And so we've always known. Like when that's what makes the jokes that 50 used to throw out there so funny. It's because we've heard the stories already. So when he's making the jokes, we just connect them. Yeah, because yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
There's certain things, I mean, yeah, drink champs. Goddamn, man. Goddamn, man. Damn, Nori. Fuck. Yeah, that was a wild moment, man. That was a wild moment, man. Yeah, that's one particular episode. Jadakiss and Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. You waltzed on and he made his presence pretty clear.
Hey, that shit was, I forgot about that shit. Oh yeah. When you gonna party with me?
Yeah.
When you gonna really party with me? Hey, I remember Jada's face.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, he was dying. He was new.
He fucked up like, oh shit. Like
everybody
had the oh shit face, like, oh shit.
Yeah, everybody know what it was. And so now we, full circle, we get to a point where it's finally caught up, right?
Fabulous could say ninja vanish and just I did some Batman shit. Ninja vanish.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they clearly did not know that he was going to be
get the zip line from.
He pulled like out of nowhere, like, hey. But no, I mean, that's why I say we have to pay attention to what we see and what we hear. There's things that are obvious because it was never really hidden. It's just that, power and the ability to distort the image, that works. Marketing, branding, right? When, people change their name to Brother Love.
Marketing. But what if you ran your limit of what it is? He always changed a moniker from Diddy, Puffy, you know what I mean? So now he changed it to Love, to that moniker. It's like, what limitations, like what's your own limitations? Why you choosing to do that? Why makes imposter syndrome, right? Why you guys switch it up all the time and now you're on this shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though coming from a guy who just changed his name every week to
well, it's not the name changing. That's what he actually changes who he is. They're different people. They're different people, and that is a reflection of guilt.
Yeah.
When you're guilty, you want to put to rest one idea and try to reinvent yourself so that people, number one, you're not carrying the baggage of what you've done in that identity. Now you have a new identity. It's psychology.
Right.
And he would change and he would be a different person. Now he's all about love. And then he went through that phase where he was all, he was different. Diddy was the mogul, you know what I'm saying? But Brother Love was, oh no, everybody's good. I forgive everybody subconsciously because he wanted everybody to forgive him for everything, all his transgressions. But it is what it is. I mean, he's where he is now. And we have
locked
not
up.
We have not seen the real consequences yet. Although,
a lot of people is challenging that. So, the feds is taking them down and they pulling up all types of records and all this shit. My thing is, damn, did he know? Like, why would you have all this shit, like, evidence around? Like, are you that damn
hold on. Wait. Okay, so not the baby oil.
Fuck, tell me how you going to erase that? I don't know what the fuck. Why you have that? What the fuck you doing?
He might have stock in Johnson's,
In Johnson's, and more Johnson's.
See, that was a double entendre too.
Yeah.
He got stock in Johnson's.
He got stock in Johnson's.
He invests in Johnson's and Johnson's. But no, I mean, so the trick is that destroying the evidence.
Is it illegal to be a freak?
No, hell no. So it's not illegal to be a freak. It's not. And see he's not being tried for freakiness. See, the baby oil is not the crime. It's not. Shout out to Sean, who was like, hey, the baby oil is a prerequisite.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That's inherent in the game. So it's not the baby oil. It's not his interest. It's not his, like Mike Tyson could have knocked him out when he sat next to him, you know what I'm saying? And he put the hand, he didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, if
He
that's your
moved his
preference,
head with
cool.
his hand.
Just keep that over there.
Hey,
You
keep
know
it
what I'm
over
saying?
there. And he adjusted his seat.
Yeah, and make sure it wasn't no reach. It wasn't within
Yeah,
reach. But so it's not his
yeah.
freakiness. That's your preference. Do you? It's the illegal aspects of it. It's
Is
the
he the rap industry Golddust?
wait. Okay, I need a minute. Hold on. Damn. Now I'm imagining gold dust with a whole bunch of baby oil and glitter and shit, like stashed away in the locker room. Hell no.
Shit.
Nah, it's the abuse. It's the physical abuse that he performed. It's the repeated acts of I guess you would say drugging and kidnapping and extortion. And I don't I need more information to understand the connection to the trafficking, sex trafficking. Like, is he a pimp? Like, is he have prostitutes? Is he putting, like, what is that? So we'll have to, when they haven't exposed what it all means in detail. It's just
They haven't
words right
put it
now.
all together, but basically what they saying, since he was doing this in other locations and other hotels, probably traveling, taking those trips and all that shit.
But the trafficking
If
means
he
moving
Are you
people.
flying people in? Are you
Yeah,
flying
but these are
what
people who were kidnapped. Like trafficking,
activities going
it's
on?
yeah,
Because if drugs was involved, guns
which they say
there,
there
what I
was
mean?
guns, drugs, women,
So,
men.
what's really going on in there? If people, maybe people walked in the wrong, oh shit, I want to get up out of here. Or,
Right.
second guessing, you shouldn't be in those situations in the first place. Like, God damn.
Well,
That's
see, again, so this is where the enticement comes in,
so
right?
enablers who set all this shit up.
There's a
You know what I
lot of
mean?
people,
There's
a
a lot of
lot of people,
tangible things that can happen. So
a lot of people gonna go down, and
yeah, names gonna be shot out.
great for the industry. Great
Yeah.
for the industry. I mean, this
I
is just the
wonder.
tip of the iceberg because we know that what he's doing is not limited to him. We know that Corey Haynes, Corey Feldman, River
Wow.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
uh, a bunch of other actors from Hollywood, young boys, all were victims, right?
Yeah.
What and where's the justice? Where's
Lolium
the
kids, you know what I mean? It's a
yeah?
lot.
It's a
A
lot,
lot.
and so we know that there's an element of this that somehow permeates in these industries. I don't know why, and I don't know why people fall for it. Like you said, like how do you end up at that party? Like,
Yeah.
like
What the
if
fuck?
Diddy invites me to a party and me knowing the rumors, right? And we can say like this is way back. Like, so if Diddy invites, now there's two sides. You're gonna say, damn, this could get me that big deal, right? This could give me
Mhm.
that money. But on the other
Yeah.
side, nah, fuck that.
Fuck that.
I'm not even trying to put myself in a position where
Yeah, I don't
someone
want to be
where I
there
have to
because
say no to something.
yeah, yeah.
I don't even want. I would rather not go.
You
And
know
so,
what's recorded or what's not. You
yeah,
want to catch
nah,
yourself.
you ain't trying to play no games. So, but people are enticed by that wealth. You know what I'm saying? They were
Uh,
promised gold. Did they receive more gold? No, but they were promised it and they believed it. That's how
Maybe
we
they
got here.
have, you know what I mean? Never know what happened to these careers and how things propose it, how certain sounds and certain people get the look. And then you have, the real talent, what they always say, that have to work harder and have to work 1,000 times harder to get
Right.
their shit just off the board. You know what I mean? And then they coming at you, and then you still gotta make that decision at the end of the
And
day.
yeah, you know,
Shit.
but shout out to the real ones because again, just going back to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle let us know and showed us you can say no and walk away and still come out on top.
Absolutely. And you control your art, you can control your creativity and how you want to do it and how you want to put it out.
And
Use a
control the
stand up
narrative.
for your narrative, which is very, 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 very important. Which is why Fly Nerd Group is here. I always reiterate that to control narratives, man,
Mm-hmm.
and try to give you the right adjusted focus lens so you can see what's really going on out here. Because yeah, it's entertainment. It's like the Muppet Show, you know what I mean? It's like, it's
Where is
shit.
Animal?
Yeah,
Go
it's
bye bye.
nuts, man. So
Yeah, watch
we'll
out. Just watch out for the things that you see, because you know what's happening before you actually understand what's happening. You just have to accept what you see and not try to convince yourself it's not what it is.
and you
And
don't have
that's
to digest it. Really, turn it off. You know what
yeah,
I
just
mean? If
just
you
walk
don't
away and
fuck
turn it
with it,
off.
then
Don't
don't fuck
listen.
with it. Because you ain't got to waste your time with bullshit. You know what I mean?
Nah, not at all.
And we ain't on that. We here to promote it. We here to talk about it because there is something going on. It is, they asked Method Man, is hip hop affected? And he was like, how? Like, what the fuck is these questions coming from? You know what I
See,
mean?
again, it's the narrative that they're trying to
Yeah,
spin as if Diddy
spin a
represents
narrative.
hip hop.
Like, oh, hold up, cuz. And Method Man was like, nah. And by the way, shout out to Ghost and Meth. They dropped a motherfucking bang.
Yeah, that's off that Ghost album, which is.
Yeah.
Did you listen to it? You heard his album?
Yeah, I listened to it.
It's decent. It's a solid.
Decent. It's
I,
decent,
I
but
think
the
he needs
songs
update
on there,
beats.
yeah.
Shout out to the God. Ghost, you need some updated beats. Come holler at us.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to. Hey, while I'm
Raekwon
thinking
was
about
just
it,
in town. Big ass show at Starbucks. Raekwon, CeeLo. It was a
that's the one Maxie was talking
crazy
about, right?
lineup. Yeah, Slum Village, motherfucking
Shout out to L.
Freeway. Yeah, it was a lot of people here in Chicago, man. Riot Fest is going on. I heard Public Enemy doing sound check at work.
Yeah, Chuck.
You know what I mean?
And it was Chuck. Flavor. Was Griff there? Was Griff with him?
I don't know if Griff. I don't think Griff performed with them. And it's not the same when I seen them before when they come out with the full
with the S1Ws and everything.
Yeah, they throwing shit in the air and Chuck D. Prince, hello, can you go? Like, yo, it's popping. Oh!
He's one of my favorite MCs too.
Yeah,
but I was
that voice in the morning. I'm like,
yeah, that's a hell of a voice to wake up to.
It's Public Enemy. Public
Enema. I like Public Enema. I just want to say something to the youngsters out there, right quick, to the young heads, right quick. So, there's a lot of dialogue about Illuminati and people selling their soul to the devil, right? Don't let that be the answer to why every Black person is successful in the industry and in the world. Do not take everything that a Black person does as success and say, nah, he did that because he sold his soul. That's the narrative that somebody else wants you to believe, because they don't want you to believe that a Black person can achieve success and wealth and greatness by their own volition and by their own hand. So don't fall for that narrative. And I'm specifically thinking about it because right now, young people specifically, not knowing LL, are associating his connection to the GOAT with Baphomet and satanic worship.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And I understand what you're trying to do. You can try to connect these things and you're trying to make sense of the world, but everything is not that. And especially that narrative that anytime a Black person is successful is because he sold his soul. That's fuckery.
But I look at it as marketing though, because if you look at those award shows, they always kind of promote that type of go this shit. Always some performance with some of that shit's on there. It is owned by Viacom. You know what I mean?
6.
So, hey, we here. I don't care. I ain't got them. Hey, remember the Transformers used to put on them red glasses and see the on the box?
yeah.
Or yeah, man. I ain't for all that, man. So
just be self-aware.
That was just how they. It's just the imagery, dude. It's imagery. And
but they control the imagery, not
they control that. But I don't. When I hear the GOAT from LL's perspective, no, it's the greatest of all time.
Yes, the greatest of all time. That's been his thing. He's the one that set that as a standard for artists and rappers to be called GOATs.
Yeah.
That was him. He is the father of that.
Yeah.
So don't mix them apples and oranges. Just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
And do your research, because if there's one thing that you learn when you actually study the Illuminati, is ain't no space program for niggas. The Illuminati did not allow us in it. The Illuminati did not even allow white women in it. Yeah. They did not allow anybody but men of the white persuasion. So we have to really be aware of the layers to these conspiracies and what these different organizations represented and why they represented in the way they did. The Illuminati.
Well, how come some people may have, there's certain black billionaires, there's certain blacks that make it into success and walk into these doors. Certain side deals you make, certain other deals you make, you are in a corporate business where it is ranked very, 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 very corporate, very high standard money wise, right?
Right.
A lot of businesses, ironically, a lot of CEOs stepped down this week.
Oh, we can talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
CEOs dropped down this week. Matter of fact,
so let's talk about that, because now what we're getting into, there's two things happening simultaneously. They may or may not be related. That's really the fun part.
No, it's not. I'm just saying coincidentally.
Yeah, it is. It's coincidental, but that's what I'm saying. It may not be. But because here's the thing, there are going to be certain people that step down because of association, and there are going to be people stepping down because here's what's going on industry wide, and we're not talking about just hip hop. We're talking about the music industry as a whole. The music industry is the curve.
Nike CEO John Donahue stepped down. Head of Sony Music in Nashville, Randy Goodman, stepped down. CEO of Warner Music Japan, Kaz Kobayashi, stepped down. And CEO of 300 Entertainment, Kevin Lau, stepped down.
It's more than that. It's
more than that. Yeah.
What's happening is that they're restructuring. There's restructuring going on in Warner Brother Music. They're consolidating labels. They're doing what they've been doing. It's the next wave of it.
A lot of CEOs been losing their jobs here lately, and you're right. The companies are consolidating, and people is not talking about that because they focus on the other bullshit. But yeah, you can see that this industry is formulating again, and it's getting it's truncating this time. Is a little.
Yeah, because what's happened is that so the CEOs have been they're basically they've been retired. They were not stepping down on their own. They've basically been laid off, furloughed, and and hundreds of people from these labels have also been furloughed and laid off. And what's happening now is Atlantic Music Group is it's the merger of Atlantic, Elektra, and 300. They're becoming one entity now known as AMG. And so all of those separate entities all had their own CEOs, their own teams, and all those teams and CEOs have been laid off. And now there will be one CEO, which is Elliot Grange. And the thing about all of this, because he takes over as of October 1st, and he will be the sole CEO of the entire AMG group, as opposed to the multiple CEOs and multiple hierarchies of staff. It's all about the consolidation. They're going to continue to consolidate, number one, because the industry, whether they want to admit it or not, they're no longer making money. The money game is over for the industry because they don't have any media that they're selling. There's no longer a product. When it went from vinyl to tapes and from tapes to CDs, those were still those were physical products. Yep. Now it's all online, it's all digital. There is no money in digital. Spotify makes money and throws them some money. So they don't have any real medium of income. It used to be if I throw millions of dollars at an artist, I know I can recoup that from product sales, right?
Right.
But they tried to offset that during the first early digital era with the 360 deal. We're going to take money from you in any way possible. And the 360 deal was nothing but an evolution of what took place with Def Jam, where when you were a Def Jam artist, if you remember, if you were signed to Def Jam, you was absolutely going to be in a movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you were definitely going to make some money for Def Jam outside of your album.
Yeah.
You're going to wear some clothes. You're going to be in a Def Jam video game. So now there's no means for these artists. You know what I'm saying?
FGL video game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
They ain't
not
nothing.
everyone got that treatment, but
No, but I mean, that's where they focus their energy. If you was a hot artist, they was gonna make money on you in multiple ways.
well, yeah, that
So that
was
was the precursor to the 360 deal, and then the 360 deal became the thing, and that's now the standard. But these artists don't have shit going for them anymore. These artists are nothing. There's nothing. There's no substance. So there's no personality to sell.
right.
There's no clothing labels that these artists aren't trying to do anything.
Yeah,
These artists are taking their advance payment checks, and they're buying chains and a bunch of stupid ass fancy clothes,
yeah,
and they're renting out cars for their videos that they don't really own in real life.
yeah, yeah.
And so the labels,
Stage.
that's why they say now it's debt. Artists are just debt. But these labels, because they're not making the money they used to make with no products to sell, it's only the concerts, and the concerts are becoming more and more condensed. If you notice, we're getting more and more hip hop, what I call rap pop artists. You got to sell out the stadium now.
Oh yeah, yeah, right.
That's it. They don't care
Right.
about. There's
Yeah,
no.
the little shows, the little
Nah, that's dead. That's dead. So if you're not the big pop artist star, you're not the Travis. If you're not Travis level, if you're not Ye level, if you're not ASAP Rocky level,
right,
they don't have nothing to do with you.
right.
What they gonna do with you? You can't. They're not gonna make no money
Because
off
they
of the
don't
little
build
venue.
the artists, they don't
No, they don't do anything anymore.
They don't do anything. They
There's
don't
no
do
development. There's
yeah,
no
no
development.
development.
They want microwave
want-
artists.
Exactly. Cookie cutter template shit.
Mhm.
And that's what they're gonna put on all angles. And only the real shit's gonna survive out that shit. And the real niggas ain't even looking towards that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like all of that fame bullshit. You get famous and create a legacy. I'd rather go that route. You know what I mean? I'd rather not, depend on doing deals with devils, bro. Like,
You know,
that's
that's
wild
the,
business.
that's the key. And if you're gonna do a deal, do a good deal.
Yeah.
Do a deal that benefits you, not
You
a
only
deal that
get what
benefits
you
them.
negotiate. Yeah.
Right.
And if you better come out with the victor. So if you are going to do a deal, you better get everything that you want and even more and set yourself up for in case something go wrong. You know what I mean? In case feds is at your door, in case you in fucking jail. You know what I mean? For baby oil parties. With the humans.
Yeah. And but I'm happy with everything that's going on right now. Like with the removal of Diddy from power, with the consolidation of labels in the music industry. This is all producing a vacuum with the exposing, of these fake ass journalists.
Yeah, and the motherfuckers who quiet about this shit. Why y'all quiet?
Why
What's
y'all ain't
up?
talking? What y'all doing?
What's up since Snoop came down, tore down the building? Like, what the fuck? Y'all ain't saying shit. And
They're
shout out
not
to my
allowed
friends
to.
in New York. I don't mean, I don't want to disrespect because I know y'all take that shit serious and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
I respect the culture, but
I
if you ain't a
respect
part of the culture, I don't care where you at.
But for real, why y'all quiet, man? I ain't even talk about them who I know because they know what's up. It's the motherfuckers that these media motherfuckers that he fucked with, and y'all know this shit. It was like R. Kelly dropped them motherfuckers was saying, "Oh, I didn't even know." Yes, you did, because you was in parties and videos and all types of shit.
You was there. You was. If I knew, and I was,
knew, you knew.
Come on,
come on, dude.
Just like the cops on the block. If I can walk on a random block and know where the trap house is, you do too.
You do
and
too,
that's your fucking job to do.
You
that's your job. I see it 5 seconds. Okay, that's the trapper right there. That's
right.
That's what. Like,
fuck out of here. Squares down the street, like
right. I know where everybody is.
You know all this shit, and you don't. Yeah. And you the detective man. I'm Batman. Then shit.
Right. We up in here. He lies still. or my favorite, thumb drive.
That's one smart man.
Hey, that shit was dope. That was
Yo, I was rewatching that just based off of just watching the Penguin, man. We gotta get into that, dude. But okay, so yeah, dude, bullshit is bullshit. The culture been against this shit since day one. Only the real ones survived this whole shit. And
Mhm.
now it's a flip, man. Now it's a flip and topsy-turvy. You know what I mean? Because we that veil, whatever happens is that dark life, and it's Hollywood. It's that type of stories
You get what you
from
pay for.
everywhere. Yeah, you get what you pay for. So if that's what you signed up for, that's what you signed up for. But we signed up for something else, man.
Nah,
So
we signed up for the culture, which is
we
free.
signed up for the culture, man. So this is where the culture is free. So let's free of that and move on to some lightning conversations, man. So
both
all right,
DC and Marvel dropped.
yeah, what you want, man? What you want?
So I watched Agatha, the first 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that. Yeah, let's
And shout out to Instagram for blocking my live still, so I can't do my lives yet. Yep, it's all good. I mean,
Are
I'm,
you what you
I'm-
call that, shadow ban?
yeah, I'm gonna take Infinito's advice and I'm gonna shut up on there. Certain things I say rubs people the wrong way because I be calling, devils, and I be doing stuff. I be saying stuff. And it's really because
I call it ghostbusting. You ghostbusting out there?
because they be, people be saying nonsense occasionally. And sometimes what I really hit with is when I see journalists lie outright, or when I see certain individuals come on and make a racist comment, or men that try to bully a woman. A woman makes a comment and then they start trying to bully. So then I target them like, all right, what you want to do? Since you're talking all that, let's me and you, let's talk.
Right.
Right. And then I psychologically deconstruct them and I break down and expose I lift their skirt.
Oh, you are a vigilante out here in the internet streets.
I'm an IG vigilante. But yeah, so then they get all mad and then they start complaining. Oh, your comment was offensive. The whole time this nigga was saying what he was saying, it wasn't offensive. But as soon as I come,
yeah, that's what.
As soon as
I see.
It's sad. It's sad. And
all levels, women.
But I'm already on I'm on the list anyway because of shout out to Infinito. But I be dropping that black shit sometimes, and so that automatically puts you at you're just safe until you cross that line. So, but they always wait for you to do one little thing. I was like,
you can't.
You can't talk anymore. Like I ain't say nothing. Like this dude calling people coons and all types of ridiculous names, and then as soon as I say you white devil, all of a sudden, I was talking about him. He's a devil. But anyway, I couldn't go live to talk about it, but so I didn't. But after watching that, then I went on and watched fucking Penguin, and I don't even want to do Agatha anymore.
No, you a lie. Nope. I knew you was going. You start screaming. If I had was you, I'll blast your ass, nigga, because I know you. I knew it. It's full of, all right, story time, motherfuckers. Let's get into it. Now, this nigga was telling me he was going to start doing his lives for All About Agatha. Yeah. I was like, cool, you go ahead and do that. Me, being who I am and what I know, I was waiting for the Penguin. So I was going to claim the Penguin and he do Agatha.
That's fine.
I watched All About Agatha, both episodes. I was like, Me and Mr. Horse was side to side. Mr. Horse. So I was like, Mr. Horse. I saw what I saw. How do you like it, Mr. Horse? Mr. Horse. Oh, that's my guy. He put his drink down. He sighed. Thought about it. He got up. He paced back and forth in the living room. He sat back down, lit up a spliff. Said, "No, sir, I didn't like it." Mr. Horse! God damn it! Now look, Mr. Horse, I thought it was all right. I honestly thought it was okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's
It's
not bad.
just
And I'm going to
different.
get into the comparison when I'm getting to it's just different. This is a different brand. This is a different look. This is motherfucking Disney, which I always tell you, motherfuckers, this is the shit that we're watching this on. So, boom, keep that in mind, folks, because the story gets deeper.
Dun, dun,
Watching
dun.
Agatha, I liked it. I kind of liked the first episode, how it kicked off when it was
With the street cop. The
with
street
the
cop
street
came.
cop. So, watching the opposite side, I seen True Detective, you know what I mean? And it gave me those vibes. Those vibes, but not quite it.
Yeah.
I'll go back home in a minute. So over here, it was kind of good. I liked her acting. I liked the scene set up, and I liked how it was a body, but they didn't disclose who the body was. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Not right away. Right.
Yeah, it was. But you knew it was something that's kind of important. May lead up to the mystery. What's happening here? And she was playing this cop, this forensic type detective, I guess, and
Right.
hard body. You know what I mean? Type.
Yeah. She playing the
you
toughest
know,
nails, lethal weapon type character.
Yeah. So she was in her bag on that. And Katherine, what's her name? Katherine Hahn
Yeah.
is very dope. She's a very she have very range skill set in her acting. She was on Park and Recreations,
Mm-hmm.
and she always played funny serious roles and stuff. She's pretty dope, man. So yeah, she was playing this character and she was trying to get to this case, and it gave me the WandaVision vibes because some of the cops were the neighbors in Westview. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So she went back to the office and the old goofy dude. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all
With
right,
the mustache. Yeah.
yeah, they keeping it there. They keeping it there. But then who's the Aubrey character?
She is another witch. I forgot what her name was, but she is playing what I think is a witch from the coven that Agatha is a part of. And
Okay,
they
right.
apparently had some beef at a certain point.
But the
And she
whole
even
cover
asked her.
turned on her.
Yeah, they all bailed on her and left her hanging. And so she got beef with them and they got beef with her apparently.
Yeah.
But that was
carry on with your show, man. Go ahead, keep talking. Go ahead. Yeah,
No, man. Listen.
No. Because this is what. Because all right,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I just can't do it on the live. Not yet. But I did like Agatha.
Hey, I'm gonna be real. This show is cool, but it's not anything that I would be like everybody get on yet because I want to see more. From the setups, it looks good. You know what I mean? I do like the little the boy, the teenager character.
Yeah, who we don't know who he is yet.
We don't know who he is yet, and they keep censoring his name and information.
Yeah, anytime he explains himself.
Yeah, even in the marketing, you'll see a featurette they talking about it, and his name is censored. You know what I mean? So they're really trying to keep it. I like the little things that they do.
The marketing is great. They have great marketing.
Cool, and I think he is Wiccan.
He's definitely Wiccan, and he's trying to bring his mama back.
Yeah, and he's trying to bring his mama back. Yeah,
and that's whose hair I think is in the brooch.
In the brooch, right.
Yep.
Right. So
it's her.
Get my Wanda back.
Yeah, we know what's coming with that because she gonna come. If she come back, there's only two ways she coming back. She either gonna come back with a fury, or she gonna come back, kind of like if it's Wiccan that brings her back, it's gonna be a total. Nah, she's gonna come back. If Wiccan bring her back, it's gonna bring her back into trauma. If her son,
so it's bad. It's bad.
We're gonna end up in a place.
If she's fury or trauma, it's the same shit. So
it's just Wanda is built on trauma in the comics, and so they've given her a lot of trauma. Like remember from the beginning, she lost her family, her parents. Mm-hmm. Then she lost her brother. Mm-hmm. Then she lost her hubby.
Yep.
Then she lost her imaginary kid.
Yeah, so you lost everything that's in your head.
Yeah, like that's the worst one of all. Because how do you remove something from your own mind?
Right. But it's weird because I think it's still materialized and it's there in Westview, and that's why I think Wiccan is trying to figure out, bring back the moms and. Like it's weird, yeah. That's how I'm thinking because that's what got me thinking when I thought about it. That's the only thing that's popping. So yeah, she put this team together, witches, and off they go to.
Which is quite funny. Which is quite funny because the banter and the dynamic between all the witches was actually funny.
Yeah, I
Like the
do
way
like.
she was like, why would I want to join you? And then when
Right.
her and the black chick hooked up, like started talking, and she was like, what? Yo snaggle too fast, blah, blah, blah. Like they going in with the witch insults and everything. So
Yeah.
it's entertaining, and it has enough mystery and enough of a lot of these. It's designed as a sitcom series, so it goes from scene to scene, and each scene is a complete conversation. So I could break it down a lot differently. Moving to the other side, though, the Penguin is not
No,
it's not
no, no,
it's
no,
not a
no,
TV
no,
series.
no,
Listen.
no.
It's
Stop.
not. It's
Stop.
not.
Time out. Time out, T-Mart. Time out. Nah, nigga. All right, Agatha. No, we gonna talk about Agatha, nigga, because this is what you wanted to do. You have to talk about. I got to introduce Penguin because you wanted Agatha. All right, so we're sticking to this. You're on
Okay, so
Agatha,
2
and I'm
episodes of Agatha.
all right. So look,
2
they
episodes
got
of
to
Agatha.
which they sung their song and shit, and now
They
they
oh,
off to
oh
they off.
sidebar. So Agatha's being chased by the Salem Seven.
That's
And the
dope.
Salem Seven is another witch coven. Apparently, these are the witches that were I don't know if it's going to be the witches that were killed during the Salem witch hunt or the witches that escaped during the Salem witch hunt. But in either case, the Salem Seven are hunting down Agatha for some reason that we have yet to learn. So they're hunting her down. She's considered one of the most notorious witches in all of witchhood. There's so much going on with Agatha, but we're just scratching the surface because we know she doesn't have power right now.
Right.
Because Wanda has suppressed it with a hex.
With the hex, so the hex still going on, and she's still in. She's
She's
got to figure this out, and
she's trapped. She's trapped, and
trapped.
she was trapped. Well, she was trapped, but
Hindered.
Wiccan
Her
woke
power.
her up. Wicker woke
Yeah.
Wick. Well, him. He woke her up out of the spell, but she was still in Westview.
Mhm.
And even the neighbor was like, "Yeah, you've been acting weird the last few days." She was like, "Well, how long I been here?" He was like, "A few years." So we're
She
talking
was
about literally, she's been
she
there
was
since the
asking.
end. Yeah, she was naked. She was naked as fuck and gave no fucks. Like she was like,
Yeah.
whatever. But she's been there since the end of WandaVision when she trapped her there.
Right.
And so this is the whole time the rest of the world has moved on, but she's still been in Westview, like stuck.
Right.
So now it's like it's basically a matter of her waking up. So we've got multiple mysteries. We got to figure out why does the one witch want to beat her? Why does the Salem Seven want her? Who's this
Mhm.
boy and why is he helping her? What is he? So when they go down the witch's road, which is what the journey is about, we know that Agatha wants to go down the witch's road for power. She wants to get her purple back, as she said. We don't know what the boy wants, but my wager is that he wants to bring back Wanda. All the other witches will also be allowed to wish for something.
Mm.
There's also one other element that is unknown. When she first wakes up and she finds out that this book that was taken out of the library, the name of the book spells out Darkhold.
There you go.
So we're learning that in this library in Westview, Wanda hid the Darkhold in the library on the shelf. And somebody destroyed that shelf, probably Wanda, before before the events of Doctor Strange. But there's a random guy who was watching Agatha when she's looking at the shelf, and then he tells her what happened. Every last copy burnt down, every last copy gone. Every single one. He was like, yeah. And then she's looking at him, and he just got this strange look on his face. Then he kind of like fades away, like he kind of walks off screen. It was weird how he like kind of scooted off screen like Simpson, like Homer Simpson and shit. It was like, what the fuck was that? So it'd be like weird stuff going on in this show, and this is
It's
what
weird and
WandaVision
quirky.
was.
It's WandaVision vibe, and that's why I still, I say it was cool. I just want to see more of it and see where the story go. But yeah, it's weird and kooky, but this is a different brand. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So stay tuned to that. It's every week, so it's gonna be episodic. So we probably gonna touch back on it,
We'll
maybe
have
a
to,
couple of
because
episodes.
it
Yeah.
has to get better. And it's
Yeah.
not that it's bad, but we haven't got we saw a little witch action, just a little bit. We saw a small witch fight, but it was only one of them that had powers. But it was cool, even with the knife scene where she grabbed the blade of the knife, and the old girl was like, "You remember pain? It tickles, doesn't it?" Like this. So there's letting you know how powerful witches are just in their natural state, even without any spells or any hexes. They're just they live a long time. They're powerful, and they're dangerous.
Yeah. And I want to see him mix it up with Strange and Wong and all of them. You know what I mean? Like I want to see where all this stuff goes. So hopefully, we'll get to see Scarlet Witch come back and some shit. But gotta be something like that, man. But other than that, yeah, check that out, man. So good for you, Ambi. Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud. That's why you.
Nah.
So
It's okay.
Now
the blockbusters.
The blockbusters. So remember I said programming platforms are important. This show is from Warner Brothers DC side, you know what I mean? And I like to cheer them on too as well, I like to cheer on Matt Reeves because I think I figured this out, folks. There was this thing that Matt Reeves was going to do the more concentrated, the more, street level Gotham and not the real freaky level of the villains. And you know what I mean? And I think that's really smart after watching this show. You know what I mean? And I think where James Gunn do the Batman and Bold,
the Brave and
he
the
could
Bold,
do all the freaky,
colorful, wild
shit because that's his steez anyway, So he probably want to go that route and update it and give that his fresh look. And then Matt Reeves, he keep the solid street level shit. So if y'all familiar with the Batman has his first spinoff that definitely takes place right after the movie called The Penguin. This is a HBO Max series, so you gotta remember, if you watch HBO series like True Detective, like The Last of Us, you know what I mean, like
any of them,
it's adult content and it's a certain Chernobyl, it's a certain level of storytelling and it's a little bit more adult, you know what I mean?
It's cinematic. let's call that
it's very
first.
cinematic, man. So let's get into it. The Penguin started. First episode felt like a fucking movie.
It did.
Opens up with the theme of the Batman, same type of vibe and shit. He's looking over the city, and the newscasters is announcing everything to bring you back up. This about the flood. Batman out in the streets trying to help the people, and they even went to the crime side. Like the Corleone's dead and shit. The young guy, he about to run the streets, and and got Penguin looking over the shit. So shout out to Colin Farrell. It took 4 hours for him to get this prosthetics on. 4 long hours. He said he hate this shit. He don't want to do it again, but hey, buddy.
It's too late. Nah, you stuck. You stuck.
Hey, buddy. Hey,
you're stuck,
buddy.
son.
Yeah, you way too good for this one, man.
And the walk, yo.
The walk, cause my goodness, like it kicks off with the umbrella, and he's just like walking through the rain, dude. The shots is dope, man. The whole scene is dope.
The cinematography is another level.
It's really off the hook right here. And it's definitely probably one of the best filmed comic book series that I would have seen because this is HBO budget. This is HBO, you know what I mean?
This is movie budget. They put money into this.
Budget, bro. So it's like they filmed the movie. He up in there talking to the Corleones and shit. And whatever happened. I won't spoil it, but it's dope. It's really set the tone.
You call them the Corleones?
What's
is it
name?
The Falcons?
The Falcons. The Corleones. Yeah, Falcons. I'm sorry.
But it's close. All the mobsters.
Smoking. And the mobsters. Wherever the mobsters are. Y'all watch Gotham and Batman. Y'all know what time it is. And this is dope because, some people saying Batman is not going to be in this show. He don't have to.
He wouldn't be. This is dealing with the day-to-day of Penguin.
Sometimes Batman do pop out on niggas. Sometimes you just gotta pop out on niggas.
But this is still early. So this is like the Penguin is doing regular shit right now. He ain't doing nothing to bring attention to himself.
Exactly. And following mob bosses and stuff like that is just a little bit too like, come on, Batman, you a creep now. There's other shit going on. So so this and just the basis of it, like I like the scenario of the flood and how everything looked, because now everything looked murky
and grimy, wet and nasty.
It looked like it stank outside. You walk outside in Gotham, like it just stank.
Yeah.
So, that's where the dirt, you know what I mean? People out here, they on drugs increasing, crime increasing, you know, the city is fucked up, you
And
know?
that's the pace. That's why Batman won't be around, because he too
Yeah,
busy dealing with
there's
that
too
shit.
much going on, too much street shit going on. So yeah, he dealing with that. And plus, this is early Batman. Like, let's not forget, Batman is a fucked up motherfucker. So he's not where he's supposed to be yet.
Yeah, he ain't there yet.
He ain't there yet. You know, by the time he Batman in the Bold, that's gonna be a way different, older expertise
A
Batman,
veteran, seasoned Batman.
veteran season. So, you know, this is year 1, year 2 Batman. So, you know,
Yep.
he ain't the pop out. He ain't the pop out Batman. He's figuring things out.
Yeah, he's
He has
still
to
choosing his
think.
targets, as he said.
So, you know, watching the Batman, you know, it makes you think like what this movie is about. Everything is about the villain setup, is about Batman setup, you
It's
know,
about
and
Gotham.
Gotham in the whole center. You know, that's the back.
That's the real story.
Yeah, that's the back page, but it's really the front story. So that's where it continues with the Penguin. You know, now we're looking at the Penguin and how he moved, and yeah, we up in watching the operation and everything, and you know, the young kid that was involved. I like how that worked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit, dude. That kid act like he was scared as hell. Like, dude,
I mean, legitimately so.
fighting for his life. He felt like R. Kelly. I fight for my life. You know what I mean? Like,
And
he was that dude. Don't shoot me.
but you
Don't
peeped that why he didn't shoot him. Penguin saw himself in the boy because of the boy's speech impediment, and he saw that as similar to his own handicap.
Got you.
And that's why he connected with him and brought him in
Yeah.
at such a personal level.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Cause yeah, the Penguin is a defective person. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
He's got anger issues, as the
he
first
got
scene
anger
shows.
issues. Yeah, and it shows when he took off that shoe and that
Ugh.
foot.
Yeah, that
That
was nasty.
motherfucking foot.
It was a flipper.
Yeah, it was a flipper, man. It's like some crunch. It looked
This
like a
shit was like,
fist.
it was like
Like
all fucked up.
a fucking curled up fist. So it looked like a sock puppet, you know, if you
You stupid. Which
so,
explains why he's always like why he walks the way he
why
walks.
he limping. He had a brace, you know, and he walked with the side and forth because he have a defective leg, a defective foot, and shit. And yeah, it brings a lot of fucking pain. And you know, and he said, you know, you may not like me, but I'm acquired taste.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. He
it's
said
like,
some
yo,
lines
man.
that he said.
Yeah,
I mean, so
yo.
this is written in a like again, this could have came out in theaters
Yeah,
and would have
that's
been
what
like,
it felt.
but it's
The
a
whole
slow burn because it's only one episode, but it was so dense with events. Um, the sister
yes, yeah, the sister,
that just got out of Arkham Asylum.
and she a straight up killer. She said she a psychopath killer. She
Yeah, and she'll be sitting there smiling, and she'll just
she
suddenly
the
look at you.
hangman. So have you heard of the hangman in the Batman series? She calls
No,
herself the hangman.
not that I can think of
I had to
offhand,
look
but
her up. Yeah, she's a serial killer. She's not on the level like the big levels of the other villains and stuff in Gotham.
yeah,
But
she's early Batman problems,
yeah, exactly.
like Fish Mooney and all them type of characters.
Right. So but nah, she playing her role in here, and yeah, she out for this dude, man. She out for the Penguin.
Once she peeped him, she was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
my
'cause
brother
he was
said he was
moving.
going to see you,
Yeah, and now you're
and you
talking the
talking the
same thing he
game."
was talking
Yeah.
about. So what we on here?
Oh, but
You
he
know?
flipped it though. He
But
flipped it.
that's his. But see, I think that's his ability, dude. Because it's like he could talk his way out of anything. If you look at the Penguin, he does kind of have that gift of gab.
Oh, he slick.
Yeah, where he could talk and snake his way up out of anything, dude. It's like, nah, that bullet was for you. And that dark scene, what she did with the when they had him tied up.
Oh yeah, that was wicked.
That was gangster.
But even his strategy to get out of that.
Yeah, that's what I
was
mean.
like, what? Listen, y'all gotta watch this. Like both of these are good, but Penguin is a different level of production. So you're gonna get a different reaction from it because it's designed to invoke so much emotion from every aspect of it. where Agatha All Along is very much more entertaining. It's just to entertain you. It's to have a little fun, a little
Nice,
jokey
know the
joke,
difference. There you go. The world is a stage. Yeah, this the
Yeah.
entertainment part, and it's like, eat your popcorn, eat your pop. This shit, Penguin, smoke one, sit back and watch this shit because
And it
it
get
don't
you
even have to be Batman related. This is
nah,
just a gangster. It could be
just
just
the
a
mob
straight
shit.
up
This the street
mobster
mob shit.
story. Yeah, street mob story, bro.
And the Penguin is Kingpin.
And
He's the king. He's
Penguin
the
is
Kingpin
Kingpin.
version.
Yeah. So it's the same type of vibe. So it's really dope, man. Batman don't have to be a part of it. You know,
Nope.
it's really cool. It actually remind me of what's his name? Brian Azzarello, the Joker.
Oh,
The Joker is a graphic novel. If y'all ever peeped that, is and it's kind of in reflection of the Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight.
yeah.
And it was like a day in the life of the Joker. He recruited this guy, and he entered the Joker world thinking that he's about to be Joker, like #1 guy and right hand man and shit. And it's like, nah, you shouldn't do. Everyone warned him, like, nah.
You don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy. And yeah, it was a day in the life of the Joker and his operation, and it was real street. You know what I mean? It was real street level. You had Croc in there. He wasn't a crocodile looking motherfucker, but he was a big swole black dude with eczema that was savage and a fucking cannibal. He was eating people and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Killing them, eating them and shit. So it was real dark. It had this grittiness. Harley Quinn wasn't, hey, Mr. J. She was actually his stripper and shit, but she was a killer. You know what I mean? Like, he had a dance club, you know what I mean? And she was one of the strippers and shit. So it was totally dark. And the things that he was doing, the deals he was doing, how he was killing and everything, it was real street level and was real grounded. And Batman wasn't in it, you know what I mean, till at the end, so because you gotta put Batman in it. But just because, but he didn't have to be in that story at all.
So you think Matt Reeves is working on doing, like, he'll start doing like independent stories with all the villains, building up to characters that could be in his series?
I would love for him.
Because if he does,
go ahead.
If he does series like this, then by the time we get to the next Batman movie, there's been development in Gotham. There's been escalation amongst the villains. So then they can just show up in the movie.
So he could just be Batman, Joe.
Yeah,
this is a reason. If you remember in the Batman, he was 95% Batman and 5% Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
In this type of chaotic place, there's no room for Bruce Wayne. Even your money can't solve these problems.
Nah.
And you're still young, so you don't even know where to direct your money to.
Right.
So, at this point, you're just Batman. You got to solve these problems. So he's figuring out ways of him to remain caped, the Crusader, and stay as Batman. And you're a detective, and you got to figure all this shit out because guess what? All of this shit is happening, and the whole it's chaos, bro. You're in chaos. You got to try to figure some shit out and control this. Because if the news is saying the streets, like dude running the streets, this on the news now.
Yeah, it was. It was like, damn.
Yo, you got to figure this out, man. Because they said dude running the street. Who is running the streets? It's like, yo, they went to that first. Nah, Batman got to do some shit. So
got work to do.
I would love for him to flesh out the characters. So by the time the movie hit, we just in it.
Yeah, and it's all this stuff. We already know what's going on.
Yeah, now we see what Batman point of view is. It's like, damn. I even know, They say it might take place in the winter for Batman 2. So we might have Mr. Freeze. Some people have been saying the Court of Owls. I don't know.
To be fair, Mr. Freeze works. It doesn't need to be winter for Mr. Freeze specifically because Mr. Freeze doesn't need winter.
Nah, he don't need winter at all. He don't need winter.
It's more interesting if he makes it cold by,
But if everything is wet and what I mean was flooded out and stuff, a freeze over will be interesting.
It could be
an interesting contrast. And I could see the cinematography of the black and white, you know what I mean? Snow fights of Batman. He might slip up. He might slip and you know what I mean? Like you might lose a slip. Because that's how Batman was fighting. This Batman was eating punches too. He shit.
But he was fast. He was
He
so
was super
fast
fast. Yeah,
and
he was super
strong. Like he
fast.
would hit people and they'd be like, "Oh!"
Yeah, he break them up. Oh shit, you know what I mean? So this
Like he did
is
the twins at the door
yeah,
of Penguin's club.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah, right, right.
we'd hate to get blood all in your suit. He's like, yours and mine. Dude, he was saying some lines. He'd be like, what you trying to do?
So nah, man, this Penguin show is really dope. I
It
fuck
is.
with it. The
It's just
cinematography.
it's a good show overall. I mean, just you can watch this and not even think about a Batman.
I've seen it already 3 times, dude. Like it's really a good repeater and it sets it up, man. And it kind of guarantees it's gonna be good, bro. Like at
If
any
this is just the
limit.
first
Yeah, if
episode,
this is just the first episode, it kind of and that's what I'm saying. The other shit is like, hey, this is cool. I want to see more. And it's not because I'm enthused to see more. I just want to see more to see
you
where
just
the
want to know
story
what's going
goes.
to happen
Yeah,
now.
I want to see what's happening now.
And
And
you
where
know
this
the
gonna
world that
lead.
it's in too. So it's
That's
like,
Marvel. So yeah, I want to see what world is going to lead to and what's going to happen when I go and see a movie when y'all announce this motherfucking movie. But this here, I'm enthused into this story even more so of the Batman because it's like, nah, I want to see what goes on here,
right,
and let's keep
right.
here a little bit. Like, yeah,
Let's just linger and let's just hang out a little
Can
bit.
we do a Two-Face? Could we do a Clayface show? A Clayface
So,
series?
so I'm interested to see how in this Matt Reeves universe, a Croc, a Clayface, toy maker. I want to see how those
Yeah, I
type of
want to
people
see
would
those.
translate.
Yeah, I
How
want to
would
see
Victor
those.
Zans translate? You know what I'm saying? Like that would be
Yes,
something.
R and shit, like Calendar Man and shit. Like I want to see the
The
serial killer.
weirds.
If you, they're the weirds, but they're not the freakies.
Well,
Well, what's their
Clayface is
freak?
definitely freaky as fuck.
Clayface is the freaky.
That's some
All right,
weird shit. Like
yeah.
Clayface is weird. Mr. Freeze is kind of weird too. Um, it's not. It's. I want based on the way that world is set up, the technology that Freeze would use. I would want to see what it looks like.
I would like to see that because yeah, I would like to see that.
The
So
grounded, realistic Mr. Freeze look.
that's what I mean. Yeah, if you keep the grounded, realistic Mr. Freeze, I could see a lot of retro. What's that? Punk.
Yeah, steampunk little elements.
Yeah. I would like to see some of that.
Like that'd
Yeah,
be.
that's what. So if he keep the grounded version, that's what I mean. He keep the grounded version of everything. You
Like
might. That's why
Clayface
I
would
see
be terrifying.
Clayface. Yeah, that's
It'd
what I
be
mean.
terrifying.
You be emulating people and coming
Like
up,
the fuck.
killing them and all this, and replacing them and shit, and doing weird shit. Yeah, I would love to see a Clayface series. I love to see a toy maker.
Yeah.
Um, even the Time Man, the Mr. Time. You know, there's a lot of
Yeah.
crazy in Batman where you don't have to do all this song and dance to freaky shit and still give Batman a load of trouble. So
Well, I mean, just look at what we just saw. If that chick got released from Arkham Asylum, what the fuck are they keeping in
what
there? If
else is
she's released because she's nuts.
Yeah, she's super crazy.
So why did they let her go?
Hey,
That
she
means like
was
you ain't nothing compared.
rehabilitated. She said it. She was
Rehabilitated
rehabilitated.
my ass. That's what I'm saying. If that's their level of,
Nah, she
that's
the
better.
plug. That's all. She the daughter. She the plug. So you know all that shit happened. The father got killed. The brother's out. He out trying to be the heir.
On a
Yeah,
binge.
she probably, you crazy to a point. You're not crazy with Batman. You know what I mean? You know how to play crazy. You know what
Mm-hmm.
it is. So yeah, she got her ass out, and now she got in her power bag and
God
started doing the
damn.
streets. She's like, all right, I'm in this too, and I like that because she
He was
knows
almost better off with the brother.
actually, yeah, so to
If-
speak. But he did that because his own crazy too.
He couldn't
You know what I
control
mean?
himself.
He
Yeah.
can't control himself, and
And his fucking
he
mama.
laughed at him, and that's what you seen that the relationship with
Yeah.
Penguin and the moms. You know what I mean? And how
Yeah.
wild she is and
She
shit.
pushing him.
Yeah, pussy boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She
Like,
straight up called him that. Like, what? What am I hearing? Pussy boy?
all right, okay, all right. So yeah.
Hey, homeboy was sitting there just looking like, damn. He was just like, oh, what am I into right now?
When he played his role, everyone acted their ass off on here. And this is just the first episode. And I'm
Yeah.
talking this long about this show because
It
it's
was a
really
lot.
it resonated, and there was a lot of layers and a lot to it. And yeah, y'all check it out, and then we gonna vibe. We probably gonna do this because I think every episode's gonna hit, man. That's what I'm saying. This shit is kind of set for dope shit, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I mean, notwithstanding, there's a lot going on right now. So I mean, at some point we can dig into the mirrors of this, of particularly with Penguin, the mirrors of the real world. There's things that are going on in Penguin that are actually relative to things that I'm seeing in the real world. So we could talk about that later.
Right.
Next time, Gadget.
Next time. So any tidbits? Checked out Transformers. It was Transformers Day past weekend.
Yeah. I can't bring myself to watch the movie, even though it's got good reviews.
Nah, I heard it was pretty decent. You know, I heard it was like first half kiddie, then second half it really gets to a Transformer story that we could appreciate. But I don't know. I haven't sat down and checked it out. I did read the new issue of Transformers where Optimus Prime killed Shockwave.
Oh,
He crushed his head. He like snapped. Like Optimus Prime finally snapped. You know what I mean? And he gave Shockwave a big ass killing. And like you know he has Megatron. He have Megatron arm on him.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, don't you think some of that dark energy is creeping in his system?
Oh, that's interesting.
So maybe Optimus Prime is about to be Mega Prime. You know what I mean? Like
Mega Prime.
Like kind of like that's my theory. I don't know, but I like the way it's going. I still don't like the artwork, but it came.
You've gotten past that because of the story.
Yeah, because of the story. Yeah, so I like where that's going. Shout out to Sean. He was talking about X-Men and how they're still trying to recuperate. Storm. She's off to Avengers.
She said, I'm over y'all.
Yeah, I'm over y'all. I'm good, man. I ain't gonna be running the bunkers with y'all. And you know, Scotty arguing with the officials, like, look, man, we all been killed and shit. Y'all still don't care about us. Fuck
your couch, nigga.
Yeah, fuck your couch. Oh, you're gonna get a team with my brother. Oh,
my brother ain't shit.
My brother ain't shit. Nah,
but I mean, that's pretty much how he responded. He was like, my brother can't touch me. My brother's nothing compared to me.
Yeah.
He's no leader. I'm the leader. He said, yeah, I know about your little X-Force over there. You got your little X-Men over there. You think you something?
You cooking, but you ain't cooking shit. So
and he said, nah, you ain't even in the kitchen.
So yeah, that's setting up, and I think all these pieces is really setting up for Doom. He's coming back with a splash. They haven't dropped yet, so that's probably gonna drop.
That's coming October, so
yeah. So we got some things cooking for October as well. As the Fly Nerd Group, we always elevate and expand and do better things and greater things than what we have done before.
And always keep the conversation going.
And keep the conversation going and setting the mark for excellence. You can rely on us when it comes to setting that mark as well. Shout out to everyone that's been paying attention, that's been listening, that's been following, sharing, subscribing. Shout out to Doug Infinite. You know what I mean? Shout out to Infinito once again. Shout out to Taiwan Davis. Shout out to Sean Moon. Shout out to Chauncey Corey. Shout out to Moxxie. Shout out to Moxxie. She was at the motherfucking awards.
Yeah, the show got the awards again.
Yeah, the show's got the award, the Bear FX. If y'all haven't checked that out, check that out. Moxxie, one of Fly Nerd alumni.
Keep making moves.
Keep making moves. You do the hair and makeup on that show. So
she be on it.
Yeah, she was on it. So yeah, she was doing that. Shout out to Psalm 1. Oh shit, man. Shout out to Psalm 1. She dropped a 1 hologram. Kizzy.
Hey, that shit's wild too.
That shit crazy. You know what I mean?
That is a classic moment.
Rest in peace, Kid Coochie. So yeah, it's a wrap. Shout out to my team. Shout out to everyone who's tuning in. Any words from you, sir?
Since we doing shout outs, I want to shout out Sincere. Blase, Blah they had a performance not too long ago. So they came out of retirement and did that.
That's dope.
Yeah, shout out J Dot, shout out to Intel Music Group.
Shout
out Sean Rocker and the moves that he make with the on the scene. Man, there's a
Word.
lot going on the breaking scene in Chicago, so definitely pay attention to that. Pull up to the events. You know what I'm saying? We got to we have to keep hip hop alive and keep the culture thriving by participating. It's not enough to just know that it exists, but participate. So, you know, pull up with your shorties, pull up with your kids, pull up with your friends. You know, if you got a crew, pull up and point in battle. You know, Cypher bully people, as Infinito said.
Cypher bullies. That's what hey man, that was the time where we was outside. And you know, if we was outside, then anybody could go and get it because we outside, G. And we came outside. We came outside to have a good time. But at the same time, we came outside to rap. You know what I mean?
You was outside to collect lightsabers.
Yeah, collect lightsabers, you know. Collect your what's that Black Wukong, that monkey fighting game? Woo,
yeah.
Shit, you collecting energy. I'm Mega Man, nigga. I'm collecting your fucking collecting your power set, bro. So that's what we was on. It's just good hearing these stories. Shout out to Kenny Keys.
Hey, shout out to Swayze. Shout out Jamal the Star. Yeah. Hey, shout out Ryan Officer, the Good King. Shout out Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You know,
Ryan Officer in a minute, man.
AKA Raheem Salam.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out everybody. Supreme Solar, Muzaffar, everybody.
Word. So now we are the Fly Nerd Group. Any last Devil May Cry and Splinter Cell.
The new the series that's gonna be on Netflix. They dropped another trailer.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. I was a fan of the Devil May Cry game series.
Yeah, me too. Devil May Cry is one of my favorite games of all time.
Run and gun, just wilding. Yeah,
just run and gun, but it still was a good story and invested himself into the story. His brother, you know, his sister and all that shit. Just that whole concept was dope. I always wanted that to be kind of like some live action if they could have, but I know.
Hey, we're a good start. We'll start with this.
But animation. I'll take the anime because the anime he's saying the shits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he there. He wilding.
All right, it's Dante. And that's how I feel because they actually remixed the game before, and it was a different design of Dante, and people say, "Nah, that ain't Dante." You know?
So this is the real Dante.
Yeah, so this is the real.
This is red coat Dante.
Yeah.
Trench coat mafia Dante.
Right, and Splinter Cell, I was a fan of that game as well. I used to play the
what they doing with Splinter Cell?
Anime.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Netflix.
So that's Tom Clancy story.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Have a surprise guest, Jack Ryan, in the episode. That'll be dope.
Yeah, that'll be really ill. So look out for those. And there's a ton of other trailers and shit that's coming out. We will be informing you on all the good stuff, but we just had to get this bullshit out the way. And
we had to talk for a minute.
Yeah, real balance of things. So we are the Fly Nerd Group. I am Slapface Galactus.
And I am Ambi Davis Jr.
That's right,
baby.
This is Wfng Fly Nerd Radio.
We
Thanks
out.
for tuning in. Have a good one.
Peace.
What you see is what you get.
Wfng.
Fly nerds. You see it and say it. Yeah. You see black excellence and intelligence we now combine. Fly nerds on the verge of connecting the minds. North, south, east, west over digital lines. Catalogs of the culture inside. Seen it with our own eyes. We done been through the trends and phases. The names and the legacy, the changing faces. We can't talk shop, only dealing the truth. You tuning in to the Fly Nerd Group, so let the people's in. Yeah.
Wfng. Fly Nerd Radio.
Yeah, so let the people in.
Wfng. Fly Nerd Radio.